I love that. Mitch and Lothar, take this away.
You know, we love the OTs. And last time, actually, Lothar, you'll remember when we hit OTs, it was 5. And then it was 5 again. So Haven loves us. And we love OTs on Haven. So let's see if we can get it one more time. As we roll on into the final map of the night and of the play-in stage. Raise Your Edge versus RixGG. This is Haven. And this is the decider to see which of these two teams is going to move on in Challengers. Lothar, between these two comps, I'm going to ask you one question. What's your favorite?
I would probably favor the Phoenix composition here. I feel like that might be actually very impactful. Both combination of Sky and Sova, I don't really think that might be a little bit of an overkill, you know?
I agree with you. I think that when you've got one, you don't necessarily need the other, and maybe Breach is going to be a better flasher, but we'll see how things go down. Muzza is the one that's starting off the killing spree, taking down one. An immediate answer back by Raise Your Edge as they come in hot. CNED grabbing himself a double as the defuse begins. Rix.GG, they need to get in fast. It's already halfway, and it's fully stuck inside the smoke. Bone Cold goes down, but he's already won the round. That is 1-0 for Raise Your Edge to start things off.
Blazing fast opener, right? From Rix. They went nuts. First 5 seconds were already on site, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it was really, really impressive pace of the round. But they were met with a lot of players from Raise Your Edge already in the connectors, and that was where Kyle's got actually a kill, then got traded. But the plant, because of that, was being pushed into a position where the lurkers that after the plant wanted to take control of double doors, they were just too far away from the bomb. And look at that, another round when that's everything unfolding super quickly.
Yeah, just blitzing forward. If you're Rix right now, weaker pistols, you want to try to overwhelm them. And this is awkward for Bone Cold, caught in the back and taken down. Fry and Autumn in with a couple, but hold on. Raise Your Edge. Well, they raise their weapons and take some good old shots to put it 2-0. Considering where we started on that one, I think, you know, Raise Your Edge lost a lot of players, but that was also a decent investment from Rix.GG. So they don't really, the ideal situation was winning the round. I guess that's a dumb thing to say because it always is, but you know, because they invested it means it's not really it's not a positive round.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like now, Raise Edge, and they're forcing, no, sorry, Rix is not forcing, they're just going for the sheriffs and low buys, and not blaming them. 2 round losses right now, especially of the fours, that are brutal. That is really brutal for you. So you have to set yourself for an entire buy round on round 3. I'm not a fan of actually forces, but I guess it makes sense when you're such an aggressive team on Haven. One more point I wanted to touch upon is that Kyle's, you can like think about how does it make any sense that he did play Reyna on Ascent and he doesn't play like any kind of aggressive agent on Haven, but it just makes sense that need info, right? That Cypher, just because of the free sides, is so crucial on Haven. But he got skills anyway.
Yeah, he's fragging out. Already grabbed himself a few. Killa's in trouble. Classic out. And his left side covered by his teammate. That's what you like to see. Team play. You got to trust your buddy. And you can see that he absolutely did. CNED closing in and 3-0. Well, I'm a little bit worried right now, and I'll give you a very good reason to be worried. CNED, he's got a Vandal, and he can drop that over to one of his teammates because he's farmed his ultimate all the way up. He can pop those knives out if he wants to. But it looks like they'll just play this one as a bonus round again. And then if they lose that, I presume the knives are going to be a feature. Oh, no, there we go. The knives are going to come through. I think that this makes more sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. Especially since even if you like miss your knives, then you get just about to get kills with any other weapon. You still stack the next ultimate, but it's gonna happen fast. 6 orbs is like really low amount, especially visible on Sky. With a good control of orbs, you get that ultimate so often, and same on Phoenix. This is why I'm a big fan of Phoenix as a duelist in the teams.
Yeah, I think he can bring a lot of value. I do like this push that we've seen come down on A long. They've got very early information. The smoke is going to come into play and allow a solo hold, a Hunter's Fury kill. Killa is coming in with another. CNED on the knives. This is just a disaster for Rix.GG. Being torn asunder by a buy that had not a lot to work with, but 2 kills off of ultimates straight away. Now, with the information that they've got on the map control, I mean, there's not even a single player on C, right? They're focused more in towards the likes of your Garage, and the A long hold. I wonder for Rix, you know, is there anywhere they can even find the space? Not to mention the spike is dropped where it is, and CNED looks like he's just at a shooting range. Hello, in with a third, and even upgrades to an op. This, I'm just running over in my head. I'm pretty sure is worst case scenario for Rix to start this one off.
Yeah, this is not looking good. Like this was the round when redemption should have happened, right? And it just didn't happen. The ultimates that Razor Edge just stacked during the first 3 rounds because they fed so much. The orbs, the opponents were just the massive influence of the outcome of the round. So well played by Razor Edge that they didn't just sit on those and just ulted straight away. Very nicely done. If you can get an advantage like straight away at the beginning of the round, why not go for it, right? Especially since it's a bonus round and you're gonna still have so much time to stack the orbs again and again and again and again, especially when you play aggressive and A-low.
This is where ult orbs and stuff come into play so much. There's more than just the economy. There's the ult economy. CNED! Oh my word! In there with 3, 2 no scopes, and Rix, they're gone. They're out of this round. Good night and sweet dreams. CNED takes a 4K. 5-0 Razor Edge. They are not letting up on this. They may have had pistols, but that doesn't take away from what we just saw. Oh my word. That was an ult as well.
Yeah, Luzo had his knives out, so this was actually quite impressive. That second kill was the most impactful of all.
Oh man. It's actually nasty. And remember, he got that up for free. It is 5-0 and CNED is 12 for 1.
And look at the economy. All of them, apart from Kyle's, are maxed out. It's insane. Ah, nice counterplay from the Recon arrow. I really like it. I'm not sure if Sova was able to hear it, but the last... that was a little bit too early. That smoke dissipated before the third round of the scan went out. So he was spotted anyway. Still a valiant effort to counter that.
CNED up there he goes, and he has the dash. This is the problem. He can go for so many aggressive peaks, is what we spoke about when we went into Split of the previous series. The Jet with an operator, it doesn't work for everyone, and in fact, I'm very much against it as a general team. For example, like you look at FPX, they don't have a Jet, they don't need one. Like generally teams don't. But when you have someone like CNED, you give the man a damn operator, and you give him Jet if he wants to. And he certainly does, and he's showing the benefits of this agent in the right hands. It's not for everyone, but it is for him.
Yeah, but the problem is you have to chain rounds like in this one. When you snowball, this works, right? But we have seen on Bind that it's not really something that happens every single round, and if you're playing operator and attack, it's also pretty awkward. But here we go, Loser with the eye for an eye, I guess.
You take me down my ult, I'ma just wreck you at the op. Fair enough. But he's pulled it back. You know, this round is looking completely Rix's. The paranoia goes through. 1 kill isolated. Starzo already in the smoke. But Rick joins him pretty quickly and takes him down. 5-1. Snowball, well, finally comes to a halt. And if you raise your edge, it's a round you'll take, right? It's acceptable. You lose because of a really nice play by Luzza, but how repeatable is that on the attacking side? So far, Luzza's been pretty damn solid, but on the attack, it's hard to make it work in the same way that CNED can do it on defense.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the ultimates. Stark says it's 5 out of 6. I'm guessing he wants to go for the orb. And yeah, look at the minimap. He is actually going for the orb. So he's going to use that ultimate to gather information. And because there's no one else pushing that A lobby, they're going to get that info pretty fast, which is crucial.
You'll
He's
notice
holding
as
off
well,
on it.
If you just look at Raise Your Edge, they're constantly playing 0 people on C. At the start of the round, it's a very heavy crunch around Garage to stop any aggression, and then the C site left open because of the Cypher utility. That's very valuable, and Luzza, he says, fool me once, but you won't get me twice. CNED tries to do the same short push, albeit gets a bit deeper this time. And straight into Luzza, he goes down. Phoenix can make a play at this point. They spotted people far back, but they wouldn't expect him to be in Garage this early, but he decides to stay anchored in as the C site gains their favor, and they want to push right onto this wide open site.
Not much information is gathered from that Tasmanian Tiger. I mean, I guess you can just kind of leave it, but at the same time, it didn't get to the end of the long, so someone could still be on the right side of it. But in the meantime, there's a lot of information going on C. They just take control of C side. Omen teleported somewhere out of our side. He's just waiting on the next to the platform. He has control over that long and CT as well. Kyles tries to get a lurk in double doors. Oh, there's many people on the double doors, but let's see how that retake goes on.
They're going to push on in. Already got the squids revealing players backside. All killed straight away. Smoke on the spike. Going to look to get that defuse. Fry straight in onto Bone Cold, but Killez, he's killing left, right, and center. 3 on the board as they stick it and get the round done. Luzza firing away for 4, but it's just too late, man. They've stuck that right under their nose. And the fact that you have body blocking, you have the smoke, and then there were cages activated as well, it makes it so hard to do anything about that when you're so passive, and the one player that has an angle to stop the diffuser through the smoke has an op. That is...
Yeah, but the problem is, I feel like Sova just didn't use his ultimate straight away, and that was crucial. When he saw how many smokes were like just going in, right? That's the cue when you have to use your ultimate like instantly, and he didn't go for it. So I feel like this could have been done a bit better, because those smokes were obviously like putting a wrench into your wheel, but could have been played around.
Yeah, I 100% agree. They had popped an ultimate. They know you're all on long. They smoke the bomb or the spike immediately. You know they're going to defuse that. Maybe only halfway, but they're going to defuse it. Pop the Hunter's Fury and catch that player while you can. I agree, 100%. That's maybe he was distracted doing something else or worried about a flank or whatever it was. But without that popped, and then popped late as well, it's just actually thrown away. It's burned for no reason. That's a real kick in the delicates for Rix. They won a round, they lose out immediately, and Raise Your Edge back on top. C side open. The TP completely reveals how this side is wide open for the taking. They've been spotted by the camera, but that's little consolation. A retake is going to have to be attempted. And if you're Raise Your Edge, you know, no ultimates to play with. In fact, the exact same ultimates as Rix do, but none that will help you on this retake in quite the same fashion as any of the other 3 would. This one's going to sting a little bit if they end up losing out on it. In fact, with the valuable weapons they have, oh, I thought he dodged it. I thought he dodged it completely, but he went back into it in the end. Flash, gonna blind the Opper, push him back off the angle. Here come the knives. CNED needs to be a big player in this one. They haven't cleared back the site, but they take out Latex. Eventually, a 2v4 comes into play, a 1v4, and that player is on long. The lineup not quite there, being pushed. Luzza goes down, and almost a repeat from his perspective of the previous round. 7-1 now, as Raise Your Edge clock up another. This lead is getting to be pretty insurmountable, I would normally say, if we hadn't just seen the exact same kind of lead surmounted in both of the previous maps. So really, I'm not calling it till I see 13.
You're literally like taking words out of my mouth, man. It's like, I wanted to say, like, this is pretty tough because, you know, Haven is so attack based as well. I mean, maybe it's even, like, even maybe a little bit like towards the attackers if they have a composition for it. But here, like, the theme of the maps is those teams perform pretty badly on attack and excel on defense.
Yeah, no, I 100%. Rix is more even on that. Like, when you look at how they've been playing typically, like, their defense is 7-5, 6-6 most of the time. It's a very kind of 50-50 for them, whereas Raise Your Edge are more of an 8-4 kind of team. So it's still not anywhere near over for Rix, but it's going to be tough, man. Oh, that molly. Coldamenta even gets one with the shock dart. They saw that get lined up. They saw it get launched. Shot, I suppose, out of an arrow. And still die to it. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was a big lob, you know, you might have missed it. And there was a lot of stuff going on. Like, because of the commitment from their Sova that was just droning from the pocket on the right side from the A lobby, they had to help it, right? Otherwise he was stuck. And because of that, he could have been hit by the shock dart. But in the meantime, look at that. An advantage for defenders, something that you want to have on those
30 seconds left.
defender-sided maps like Haven. Which is a joke, as I just said about
One enemy remaining.
But man, this is tough to watch.
Yeah, one player left alive for Rix, and the chances are starting to dwindle. Knives not landing. Out comes the Vandal. 12 seconds left. Operator shot rings out. Spike
left.
not even picked up. Back to the ultimate. Oh, the player is only one hit. The problem is Coldamenta is down below. And taking that kill easy as you like, 8-1. It's just a dominant show, man, but I don't know, halftime things change. We've learned that.
And this was a force buy, so you know you don't expect much, but they did get a first blood on this round, right? They get actually heavy damage on the Sova as well. That shock dart was unfortunate, but it also was an equalizer. It was 4v4, and the 4v4 an attack on Haven is actually very good. It's from all of the maps, it's actually beneficial for the attackers the most, because of the free sites. The thing is, Cypher is still alive, and look at the traps, how they're being set up. So typically, what I see from Razor Edge, they use that Cypher to get control of double doors, of B, or like let's say on A short, where they then just leave it, right? Leave it open. This is why we have seen them play open C, because they have traps on C long, so they know when they are coming on site, and then just play retake 4v5, even like it's not a problem for Razor Edge. So I really like how they approach this game right now, because they basically try to turn the disadvantages of Haven into advantages.
This is where mentally as well, it can be much harder to... Oh, Bone Cold got spotted.
No, that was his own ult.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's... I was away in my point. For Rix, it becomes much harder to sort of turn around and go, hey, it's going to be fine. You know, we'll bounce back in the second half, because they're not fighting for another map, or they're not fighting to win this one. Fighting to stay alive. And the stakes are much higher in this map than they have been in the previous two when those comebacks were made. And indeed, in the first one, when Rix made the comeback in the first place, they had the whole series ahead of them. Now, they have one chance. And that's presuming they can even get something done here. Killis, at least able to grab himself one kill. But look at that. It's turned back on its head. Rix, they've opened up the A site, or at least they might think so, until this ultimate pops and they see Skye slowly retreating. She uses her own, confirms these players are still outside of the A site. Autumn getting hit by about 7 different ults there. 7 different squids. He's stinging right now. Flash perfect to get away. Starzo doesn't even try to initiate a fight, and then they're not ready. What a play by Starzo. That is textbook how to play Skye, and out with the classic. Okay, he doesn't get it done, but there's an op waiting. Oh, that's a risky play with the classic. Out, CNED, 70 HP, and he still jumps. What is he doing? Fry takes the kill in the round after such a big play by Starzo. They still don't get it done. I love that. That impressed me so much. Quick thinking on his feet.
Yeah, I love that as well, and he has to be livid that they didn't close it out. Like, the scoreboard is still good, right? 8-2 is... It's not bad. Like, you can still win 2 more rounds. It's okay.
It's not bad, yeah.
But still, like, to make such a good play, to kind of, like, overturn this entire round, right? They were on disadvantage. He used the ultimate to slow the push down, back. He gained so much time for his teammates to rotate and take control of that A side. I was actually thinking they were just gonna let them plant.
That's danger. That is danger for CNED. He's used his dash already and then got pushed on by a Phoenix ult. He was in trouble, but managed to hit the shot through the wall thanks to the tripwire. On that now, we pull back into an even situation. Jet being healed up despite having lost so much health. She won't be falling all too soon. I mean, then again, she's just like gone from 1 to 2 bullets. Now, it's still not going to be the hardest. Plan soon to come in on B by the looks of things. You have to think about this from Rix's perspective. Planting down on B, they need control aggressively, and that's why Phoenix is moving so far up and pushing into the A side. That ultimate, it could reveal a lot of them. It could give away a whole bunch. RCK grabs the kill onto CNED eventually. There we go. Man advantage now for the attackers. They're comfortable to play on the side and look for fights, but I think they're not ready for this A push. They think that these guys on A have fallen back, but luckily they're going to fire a recon dart through. It gets destroyed. It gives away the positions, and at this point, raise your edge. It looks like they're just considering the save.
Yeah, and this is where the problem started to dwindle. Because, you know, that previous round, they're cash allowed to play this one as a full buy. Well, Cypher had a bulldog, but that's about it. But they are not allowed to chain rounds anymore, and they have to save the weapons to have a chance at winning this final round before the switch, because otherwise they would have not had a full buy, and then still like kind of scramble, right? We see Kyle's with a small shields, probably has to buy that for the auto utility. So it's a little bit awkward. That one round where Stoxo did shine for that round, like with the triple kill, great positioning movement, and then it was like a, let's say, questionable duel between CNET and the Cypher. Oh well, did set up them for a losing play in the next round. So it's like a cascade of events that happen and affect everything, right? If they would have won the next round, no biggie. But now that one round might actually mean that they're gonna win the half 8-4 and not an example 10-2. That one round.
You know what, Lothar? This pause is actually raise your edge, calling a tactical. Now, this was something that on map 1 I underlined as something I really didn't like, how teams in general and also raise your edge were losing a significant number of rounds and they weren't taking it seriously in that aspect. But here, they're being much more proactive about it, and that will certainly buy a lot more favor from me. Once you're not just presuming you've got the game won because you've got 9 rounds on the board, and that was their downfall before. Looking at Rix's setup, this is, I think it's fair to say it's going to be a pretty slow round.
Which is kind of cool, because I did assume that we're gonna see a very fast and blazing fast executes, but it's not always happening that way, right? We see that Rix is actually mixing up the pace. Sometimes they play default, sometimes they do super fast executes on typically on A or mid B, but in general they do not set up expectations, which is very important when you try to play attack. You want to not be read like a book, and this is important, but still, like, only 3 rounds on attack, it's not really looking good. But we know how the storyline looks for this match, right? Whenever they play on attack, they just get 2-3 rounds and that's it. But then they shine on defense and they win. But now the rotations are coming. C is entirely open, something that I pointed out before. Cypher just goes to play another side, tries to get information somewhere else, and in the meantime C is being overtaken, gets the plan down, and now it's a 4v4 retake, Mitch.
It is, with Bone Cold picking up one. Bone Cold had actually TP'd down C long and spotted nobody there. So they were so comfortable in playing this retake, they were confident it would be A. Bone Cold in with another and a third. This guy's unstoppable right now. Latex on the backside gets dominated as well. It's all up to Fry, and not quite the ace, but you'll take it. 9-3. And actually, if I'm not incorrect, I think Bone Cold had 1 kill coming into this. At least 1 or 2 rounds ago, both Omens had 1 kill. And now he comes up with a 4K. Huge play, and there you go. Yeah, look, he's got 5, Latex got 1. Take out that last round, they're even, which was also a funny point, because remember earlier we were talking to Sue about how we've seen on, I think it was Split, we were talking about Omen still be played a fair bit over Brimstone. It's like, well, right now Omen's not up to a whole bunch.
Yeah, true. I mean, you can say Omen difference now, right? You couldn't say that run before.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I mean, that was unbelievable though, overall, because I felt like Bone Cold's ult almost like cost them, not the round, but it cost them the side or any form of resistance with the misinformation, and then he ends up coming through with the 4K. It's like, oh, okay, fair enough. I won't criticize it.
I like that play. This is very similar to what I've seen before and from other teams. They use the cage to block the recon arrow, and now they just get free A side. Look at that. 5v5 retake on pistol round? This is not looking good.
Okay, you don't see it all too often. For Rix, at least, they've got smokes, they've got firewalls, perhaps. It depends what they've invested into, and cages. They could have a lot to play off of when they actually get in, but it's getting in through the choke point. That's hard, and hold on. They're making it look easy. 3 kills off the bat. Out comes Starzo. Not a thing to be done, but Bone Cold, he kept it going. Unfortunately, not long enough. The train ain't left the station on this one for Raise Your Edge just yet. This half is going to start out with Rix picking up a 4th.
I don't know how this is happening, man. It's like a 5v5 retake on a pistol round when you don't have the full array of utility and you can like really play to your strength, right? You don't have ultimates. Unless you play classics, you can't really have like everything you want to get that retake going. And they still make it. It's kind of nuts. Like in this case, I would give every advantage to Raise Your Edge on making that possible in 5v5. Like they can just hold angles because they know there's not much utility being available. But yet, somehow, somehow Rix does it. So theme of the match so far. Everyone performs well on defense.
Yep, absolutely. EU defense sided, 100%. CNED, he's gotten onto the site, but he's being pushed on quickly. Rix overrun that plant, and any notion of ult charges being farmed up in a positive way. Raise your edge, left into a 2 versus 5. And for Killaz, he's so damn low. With a bookie in hand, his teammates separated out, and also being 1 HP. It's not looking like it's going to be the best of rounds, shall we say. But there is always a chance, always an opportunity. These weaker weapons to catch you off guard. And I wouldn't see it being the classic. I think with the bookie in hand, if they push down, if they give the space, maybe they get punished, and they're going to do it. They're on their way, not being that cautious of the weaker weapons, not showing them that much respect, but they get rewarded for it. 9-5, as expected.
Typically, I would say I'm not a fan of pushing this against an eco because, you know, they're actually going to lose cash if they're going to live through that round. Because if you don't die during this round, when the bomb is planted, you're going to get only 900 credits instead of 1.9k. So it was actually beneficial to not kill them. But I do like this play because both Sova and Phoenix want to farm those orbs. Specifically, now Autumn is sitting on his ultimate on this 3rd round when he can use it aggressively to gather information and maybe some, you know, isolate some kills, or just save it for a retake. So this is very important that he actually pushed that mid.
Oh no, that recon dart got destroyed way before it was able to get a burst out. I think it was the attacker's one that I saw fading through the wall. For a second, I thought maybe they had some information, but no. You hear a little bit of a tag going through there as well. Not sure where that was. As Rix hold down with 3 players on A, this setup can only last so long. Eventually, you're I think because of the buy that Rix are on, they don't mind it too much. In fact, I even enjoy the fact that your Sova is playing with a shock dart out, because on that range, you stand a better chance of shock darting someone for good damage than you do really of doing it with a Spectre on a full peak. The jump shot also means it's less likely they're going to headshot you with the Vandals on their initial peaks. Their crosshair will be off. If you raise your edge, I really don't like what they're doing. I
wanted to say the same. I would like to see Starkso like just go with his team. They need those flashes. They need that execute. And right now they were just playing default, and Cypher was pushing very aggressively. That could have been really risky. But now they get that. They gather up, go to B. They're probably gonna have the plant for 3, which is very important. They plant on the left, default. Bonkel pushes but loses to RCK.
Oh, this is gonna be tough. Killaz grabbed himself a double. That buys them a chance to delay time. The Phoenix ultimate good to pick up a Vandal and move further in, but he's dealt with as well. The man advantage sits towards the defenders as Otom taken out immediately. This is starting to spiral a little bit. If you're the attacking side, the position's known. Fry, he spots the ankle. This might even be a lineup for him around the side. Not ready, but the turn doesn't matter. Latex has got it done. And plenty of time left to get that defuse.
Okay, this is a roller coaster of emotions. Like, it looked like they actually got it, right? Raise Your Edge was looking like they have it. They had their plan, it's running out of time. They know where the opponents are because they did use the recon. At least they know where Omen is. But they also had the information where Cypher was because he was playing backside and got a kill. So I'm a little bit surprised that they played so aggressively on side. I understand that was a smoke, but at the same time, they can just, you know, wait it out, play a little bit of time. It was already probably halftime of the spike. But the theme of the match still is on. Defenders are winning.
Defenders win. Pretty much.
No information's gathered from that.
But that flash, it's going to see some players. They don't know that Otom's up close. Oh, the dash, but he still gets one, even though they pulled his crosshair off the angle. Now Raise Your Edge, steaming forward and overcoming every single player on the site. A 4 versus 2, no obstacles can hold them back as the plant is about to come on through. Luzza defending his teammate as much as he can. That drone finds only limited information and what they already knew. They're on the site. They're planting the spike. Now that retake has to be attempted. RCK going to be the point man on this one. Good kill to start it, but dealt with immediately. There were just too many angles to clear with that a 1v3 that is, again, unwinnable for Luzza and not worth the risk. The man has got an op in hand. You're not going to throw that away on an attempt of a 1v3. But that means, Lothar, raise your edge. They get around. They hit double digits.
Yeah, this is gonna look not really good for RixGG, but still they have that up. They can hold an angle on C, they can hold an angle on A, so this might set up them for a successful play, and they're still sitting on a bank of cash. Like they didn't lose many players in the previous rounds, and they were chaining rounds, so they have those bonuses, and it's still, I would still favor, you know, Rix when it comes to the winning the next round, but we'll see how that goes, because I would never predict Raise Your Edge winning this round. I'm actually not sure how it happened, because we have seen Starkso use his flash, but he didn't actually get the gong from the Hawk. It looked like he didn't flash anyone, and I was wondering where did it explode that it didn't get the info, right? Because there was Phoenix in the corner next to double dose entrance, and that was such an odd situation. I feel like maybe he wanted to flash on the default spot, and there was the smoke, so the Hawk went into that smoke. But yeah, really weird round, not gonna lie.
And Hawk out, clears long. They know there's players there, at least if they got the tag. But look at this sneaky little position. Oh, I love it. Using the crack to grab a kill. Luzza bails out immediately. Those kind of early attacks are what can give you the advantage to win a round, and Luzza is going to continue his aggression by the looks of things until he turns hide and runs towards spawn. 5v4, and a good start for RixGG. They need this round, really, to bounce back. They don't want to allow Raise Your Edge that runway to just look for 12-6.
Yeah. That is true. I'm a little bit surprised that we don't see Starkso using his flashes and his Tiger more often to support his teammates, like trying to get control of the map, right? We know that the opponents are playing an op that they saved from the previous round, so that utility would really come in handy. And in the meantime, CNET gets actually a kill on A entrance. And that opens up the entire round. Look at that. The ultimate from Sky gives them every single bit of information needed. It went totally in the opposite direction. That means the A is unguarded. They cannot get a plant for free. They have a lot of map control. They can set up positioning. But it's a 4v4 retake. And a lot of utility must be used by Autumn here to take control. But now he has to go through a one-way. And this is not really a situation that you want to be in. Mitch, how do you approach this?
Well, I guess you wait for the one-way to fade. There's the flash through the smoke, but it's a fake. He's going to look for the player on the left. It's not happening. And one after another, the defenders should be falling. The spray from CNED caught. They can see the tracers, and they take him down. But although they see Ned, the rest of the team comes in and catches them by surprise. 11-6.
See dead.
Well, 11-6. They're dead. They're not out, though. Not dead and out. I like the flash. The problem is it didn't blind anyone, so no one was really phased by that play because the smoke was down on short. Look at
oh, the lineup. They actually all three went into the same position. That was a little bit awkward. Not gonna lie. You don't want to stack up, pile up like that. Yeah. Everyone, get in here. That's probably a meme you don't understand.
Cover going
I get I do. It's the start of Hearthstone. When you click start.
No, it's from a deck, Patron Warrior, but I actually knew it's from Hearthstone, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm impressed.
Well,
I'm impressed.
That was a safe guess. I mean, I thought that's what, like, when you click open and it like opens the thing and he's like, oh, get in here. Okay. Well,
oh, Sova
nice
gets
tag.
tagged by the ultimate. What a read from RCK.
that's really, really big. I mean, they see the drone, they react instantly, but they lose their player on site. Fry, the big man, the one who was dealing the damage versus Liquid, and Scream, a world-class player, now out of the round. Raise Your Edge. They've overrun the C site. They'll get the plant. They seem to know that there's a player close left. Latex at least has some spidey senses, but as he comes out, he's spotted. Kill as CNED starts, so everyone's turning up, and it's all down to Otom. At least one kill found, but 3 more to go. Ultimate just 1 away. If he finds the first, he can manage to farm it. The weapon not out. There we go. If he was safe, if he was in the corner tucked away, he could have ulted and maybe managed to do it. But it's just, again, too big of a task to make those retakes happen. A flurry of frags, and the round's out of control.
Pay attention, Boncold. He was sitting at 1 frag at round 11. In 6 rounds, he got 12 kills. Well, 7. That's quite impressive. I'm not gonna lie. He bounced back. Something that we have to see from the second omen still.
6 in a row. It's a tough task for any team. It really is. And at this point, Rix, they got to be feeling down and out. Tags through the wall. Killaz is safe. He's happy. Shock dart's not going to land either. But these guys are playing quite passive. Look at how like they feel like they're a turtle right now. They're under threat. They've gone into their shell.
I like how they approach this round. Like, they know that the opponents have to play force buy. Probably gonna play like some shotguns and awkward spots. Gonna try to get something like, you know, going by making quote unquote stupid plays, something that you just don't expect, right? So they play safe. They play passive. They want to wait for those awkward plays that might come from Rix, because they need to play to their strength, which is being unpredictable right now in the defense. But they're not doing that. They're just playing default positioning as well on defense, so it's a stalemate for now. A fake execute going to C, causes rotations. Now Sky is using again his hella ult. And an execute on A is going on. Cypher with the plant on site already. 2 kills happening, 3 kills happening. Kyle's on the side. Gets another one with Stalk, so gets the plant, and it's a 5v1. Is it over?
I think it's safe to say it is. I mean, Fry is the one that did the heavy lifting, as we said, versus Liquid, but it just doesn't look possible, and even less so as he does. 13